This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It is time for Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. I got to give a big shout out to my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto, who is out on assignment right now. If you haven't done so already, we need you to jump over to tuconservative.com. That way you can support the platform and what we do here at the Urban Conservative, which is to share the values, principles of conservatism and the benefits of conservative policies into urban communities across this great, fantastic, and amazing, and I dare say the greatest nation on the face of the planet Earth. I hope you all had a fantastic and amazing 4th of July yesterday. We didn't do much. We sat back, we relaxed, we couple of hamburgers, couple of hot dogs, just relaxed, some fireworks, and some good American beer, as it were. As always, jump in the comments. Let us know where you're watching and or listening from so that we can give you a shout out. I see our girl Marla's already on. Shouts out. Oh, she was Oak Island. All right, I can dig it. So listen, folks, we're going to jump right in this morning because dope in the White House. If I don't... Let me just do this. I'll share it this way because I think that is fair that we all know what happened here. And essentially, it looks like there was some dope in the White House. Now, I personally think your man dropped his stash. I think Hunter might have just dropped his stash by accident. That's what I think happened. I think your man dropped his stash in the White House. So who else would have done it? And the way this report reads, it said is an unknown item. We know now what it is. Was found in the West Wing, forced a brief evacuation on Sunday night, drew a hazmat team to the executive mansion, initially tested positive for cocaine, according to officials, and the dispatch call. One of the people, firefighter, said, "We have a yellow bar indicating cocaine hydrochloride," a DC firefighter said in a radio communication 8:49 p.m. on Sunday. Then somebody else told them to bag it up and take it out. Now, what they're trying to say is that this was in an area where both the public, okay, and the White House, the first family had access to this. Now, all I'm saying is that your man, when you got a kid that is a well-known dope addict, Now, if you are drinking coffee, don't spew out your coffee when I switch this screen, because all I'm saying is when you got somebody floating around the White House that look like that, whose real mouth look like that, and that's called crackhead mouth right there. If you've lived in the hood or anywhere near a hood or a trailer park or anything like that, you know full-blown crack mouth when you see it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a certified crackhead mouth right there. Now, you got to remember, when you use cocaine, when you use crack and things like that, you don't tend to eat, you don't tend to drink, you don't tend to brush your mouth very well, okay? Cocaine is a hell of a drug, as our guy Rick James used to say. But this here, I think he dropped his stash, okay? I just don't know. Oh my God. You know what? I wasn't going to do it. But now I have no choice. Y'all got to look at these memes. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Wow. Excuse me. I think I left my computer here. Oh my gosh. Look at this here. Wow. Come on, guys. Is this not accurate? Repeat the line. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hunter also got the Tony Montana treatment. We got to stop. That's nuts. But ladies and gentlemen, dope in the White House. What? I am not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm not even I'm not even upset. You would think, as an American, I would be upset. As a citizen, I would be mad about this. Oh my God, there's dope in the White House. And no, this is par for the course, ladies and gentlemen, with this administration. I'm not surprised there was cocaine found in the White House. The only other thing that I'll say is sad about this is that to me, it feels like a little bit of a distracting measure. We know the big guy was getting his 10%. We know that there was outright corruption, outright, plain as day, plain as the nose on my face. The Biden crime family is corrupt. We know it. So I feel like this is a little bit of a kind of a distraction to throw things off from the stuff that the DOJ is finding out and what they're finding out about the Hunter Biden's dealings. And look, I didn't know Hunter Biden went to art school. How many of y'all knew Hunter Biden went to art school? His paintings were fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, he's not Picasso. No, he didn't go to some prestigious art school. So for what other reason would your paintings be getting that kind of money other than some sort of corruption? So yes, there was dope found in the White House. Most likely, I'm saying it. I'm not saying they said it, but I'm saying it was probably your man Hunter Biden's stash that he dropped somewhere, not knowing. And then according to the report, the powdery substance was located in the West Wing Sunday evening. Officials familiar with the incident says it was located in a holding area that is accessible to both the White House staff and the guest. The West Wing is the administrative office of the president and includes the Oval Office, cabinet room, and press briefing room. Come on. This is nuts. I guarantee you, I'm almost willing to bet money that was your man Hunter Biden's stash, bro. You can't be dropping your stash in the White House, bro. When you visit the White House, don't drop the stash. Rule number 1, don't drop the stash. Ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative, best 30-minute morning show on the planet. We're going to come right back, talk about this idiotic WNBA player who said America's trash. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back here on Top of the Morning. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. All right, folks, you're back here with Abdul Ali on Top of the Morning. As always, we really appreciate you joining us each and every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. right here on the Urban Conservative. And while my brother's out on assignment, I just got to give y'all a heads up. So how do I say this? No, I'll just say it. So when you're building a company like what we're doing, so it takes sweat equity. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort. And it takes people that believe in you. And we really, really want to thank the folks that support us, that not just put their time, their effort in behind what we do, but also put their money up. So if you want to be part of what is coming to be one of the fastest growing conservative outlets out there, TUC, please visit us at tuconservative.com. Figure out how you can support, sponsor an episode, sponsor a season, help us continuing to do what we do. Now, I served in the United States Army. I love America, okay? I make no bones about it. I will also say that there's always an opportunity for improvement. But to say what this young lady had to say, given the circumstances that she's in, right? Given the fact that you are a young lady doing what a trained SEAL can do, okay? A trained SEAL can put a ball through a hoop. But this Natasha Cloud idiot said, our country is trash in so many ways. And instead of using our resources to make it better, we continue to oppress marginalized groups that we have targeted since the beginning of time. First of all, dumbass, America ain't been here since the beginning of time with your dumbass. That's stupid. How we been? I don't even understand what that means. But who's oppressed in America in 2023? I need y'all to get in the comments and tell me if you's oppressed. I don't feel oppressed. I've never met an oppressed person. Matter of fact, since I've been alive, There's been zero, big donut, of laws on the books that tell me what I can and cannot do based on my skin color. I, as a matter of fact, also work with the Frederick Douglass Foundation, President Clarence Henderson, who sat at the Woolworth lunch counter in 1960, okay? If you're going to tell me the America of 2023 is the America of 1960, you're an idiot. I don't have another way to say it. You're an idiot. You're by definition ignorant. You are ignoring the fact that we have had a back-to-back black or biracial president, back-to-back black secretaries of state, back-to-back black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, back-to-back black, you name it. We got bliggity black everything. Black mayors. Yo, what is that? Maryland or Delaware just elected their first black governor, who, by the way, said some stupid racist stuff anyway. So who, Miss Natasha? Who is oppressed? Now, the other thing she had to say is that white people have inherent privileges in America just because they're white. She's pushing this narrative that somehow there's this thing called white privilege. There ain't no such thing. And I know I'm going to get called Uncle Tom. I'm going to get called a coon. I'm going to, you don't understand the struggle of black people. If you don't think white privilege exists, tell that to the poor white folks that live in Appalachia that they have white privilege. Tell that to the descendants of the slaves that were brought here, the Irish and the Dutch slaves that were brought here. Tell that to them. Tell that to the thousands and thousands and thousands of Chinese immigrants who came here that they have Chinese privilege. How does that even work? Where does this privilege, just this idea of privilege, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it's kind of, I don't even know. This is a symptom of the retarded liberalism that's taken over our country, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about this idea that this lady right here makes tens and tens and tens, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to put a ball through a hoop, okay? And look, I know a lot of our viewers like sports. I like combat sports. My brother likes MMA. I kind of watch basketball during the playoffs. I might even watch it during the most likely the finals. I just can't stomach baseball. I've just never been able to watch baseball. Hockey's the same way. I don't think I can go watch hockey, like I physically go watch it, but I can't watch it on TV. But we're essentially talking about people who get paid to play. I know you take it seriously. I know you train hard. I know you spend hours and hours in the gym, but let's be real, folks. We're talking about people who play for a living. You play basketball, ma'am. You're in a country that allows you to play for a living. So why on God's green earth, with a nation that allowed you to have the lifestyle that you have, that affords you the freedom that you have? Because I don't know if this sister's traveled anywhere outside of the United States. I don't know. Pick one of these Middle Eastern countries. Go down to one of these, Central or South American countries and see if you can do the same thing. Didn't we just go through this with Brittany Griner? All right. And look, Marla hit the nail on the head. There are countries where women don't have that luxury. Got some countries where women can't even vote, can't drive, you're not allowed to go to school. But here in this country, you are afforded every opportunity to succeed. Like Walter Williams said, if you've ever heard me speak at events, you'll know I love quoting Walter Williams. And the one thing he said about this country, the greatness of America, is that while you may know someone ends up successful, you can never be quite sure where they started. And that is one of the beauties of this country, is that hard work, determination, doing the right thing, making good decisions will afford you the opportunity to be successful in this country if you work at it, if you work hard, and if you decide that you want to succeed. So this lady to get out here and say, "Oh my God, America has the privileges," it's just the most ridiculous thing. It is absolutely idiotic. If you would put 1/10 of the energy, young lady, that you put into putting a ball through the hoop, if you just put a little bit of that energy into educating yourself about what actually goes on in this country, how this country actually works. We're a capitalist country. We're a free market system country. We have an opportunity to do things here that you just don't get in other countries. One thing I will say is this, and I'll give her a little bit of props on this. we do some things terrible. Education, we're failing our young people at education. We're failing them. You look at the literacy rates for students in Title I schools. We're failing our young people. I can absolutely agree with that. We're also failing our law enforcement. If you want to talk about things we can improve, we need to bring back the rule of law in this country. We need to make sure that we're supporting our law enforcement and supporting the folks that get out there and protect us. I had this idiot. Matter of fact, yesterday I put up a post on Facebook. It said, happy 4th of July to those that are working today to keep us safe. And it showed you the police car with the dashboard. And this guy comes on my Facebook page and goes, pigs get put on the grill today. And I'm like, where did we get as a country where we don't even respect? That used to be something across the board. You know, we respect the police. We respect those that do the right thing, that get out there every day and protect us. So, I mean, we're at this point now where young people like this young lady's clearly grown up liberal. You clearly are misguided, misinformed, and not quite understanding how this country works, young lady. And for you to have the opportunities that you have, for you to be someone who plays for a living, because that's all the hell you do is play for a living. You do, like I said, what a trained SEAL can do, is put a ball through a hoop for a living. And I mean, no disrespect to the WNBA. Who's watching it? I tried. I can't. I just can't. I need to see dunks. I need to see people spinning around. Like, impress me. That's just, fancy layups don't do it for me. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take one quick commercial break. We're going to come right back. I'm going to divert a little bit because there's a shooting there, another transgender shooter happening here in our country. So y'all want to talk about how they don't have an agenda and how these people just need help. Nah, these people seriously have issues. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. You're checking out Top of the Morning, the best 30-minute morning show on your interwebity web things. If you haven't done so already, I need you to go over to tuconservative.com, grab yourself a membership, support us by getting one of those Hamilton plans. And if you're interested in sponsoring an episode, just in the last 14 days alone, the platform has reached almost 350,000 people. We're over 1.6 million as it stands right now. So we're right on target of hitting our 5 million for the year. And we can do that with your support. So please jump on over to tuconservative.com, grab yourself a membership, click on that sponsor a show tab. Before we talk about and I may get to it, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this because here you see before you on the screen is not, ladies and gentlemen, a woman. That is a man, okay? That's a man. That is the person who is responsible for the Philadelphia shooting. That is Kim Brady Carricker. Okay, Kim Brady Carricker is the suspect who allegedly killed a man in a house before fatally shooting 4 others in Philadelphia on Monday night, as reported as Kim Brady Carricker. Police were called to the scene in the Kinsessing neighborhood around 8:30 p.m., found gunshot victims and started tending to them before hearing more gunshots. That from Danielle Outlaw, the police commissioner. Some of the officers rushed victims to the hospital while others ran towards the gunfire. With remarkable bravery and determination, they pursued the suspect on foot as they fled from the Kinsessing Avenue onto Fraser Street, all while they continued to discharge the weapon. The officers ultimately arrested the assailant in an alley without further incident. But here you go, wait a minute. But, how come they let the white shooters live and they don't kill the black shooters? They kill all the black mass shooters. How come they gonna let the black, so there goes that narrative, that stupid crap they spit out, that they always kill all the black people. They didn't kill this one, all right? They didn't kill this shooter. So it turns out The authorities have not publicly disclosed the name of the suspects, but sources said it was 40-year-old Carricker, and that was reported to the Philadelphia Inquirer. District Attorney Larry Krasner said the suspect would face multiple counts of murder as well as aggravated assault and weapons charges. And I can tell you this, the man who did this is in custody, Krasner told reporters at Tuesday's news conference. The man will be facing multiple counts of murder, facing multiple counts of aggravated assault as a first-degree felony, weapons charges, among others. Now, Tina Rosette, who said she lived with Carricker for about a year in 2021, told the Philadelphia Inquirer she was stunned by the allegations, had never seen Carricker with a gun. Said that Carricker was really smart, intelligent, and creative and loved working on computer programs, but did have an aggressive approach to some things in life. Her daughter, Sienna Rosette, also lived with them, said Carricker did show her a handgun several times and was trying to get me comfortable around guns. She said Carricker also indicated wanting a romantic relationship with her at one point and was pushy about it, but I haven't really talked to him after that rejection. Tina Rosette says she and her daughter moved about a year ago and believe Carricker had been in a dark place recently, but not sure why. Carricker also regularly posted about supporting the Black Lives Movement. He was arrested in 2003 in weapons and drugs charges. The shooting was the country's worst violence around this year's 4th of July. Now, the interesting thing about this for me is that these are the BLM supporters. These are the mindless, mentally unstable, brain-fried individuals who support the Black Lives Matter movement. You can't be, and I'm not saying you can't support the sentiment of Black Lives Matter. Because if you support the sentiment that Black Lives Matter, you would have to want to support the police. You'd have to want to ensure that we have adequate funding in high crime neighborhoods to make sure that the police are able to protect the people in these communities. I mean, you would want that, I would think. You wouldn't want to be somebody who says you support the idea of Black Lives Mattering and then not want them to be safe in their neighborhoods by defunding the police, right? That would only make sense. But this here's an example again of what we're saying. That's a man, y'all. That's not a woman. This person clearly mentally unstable, clearly someone who needs mental health, has mental health issues. Now, only other thing I'm going to say about this is this. I'm not in favor in any way, shape, or form of red flag laws or anything like that. But this is a prime example of why we need to ensure individuals that have extreme mental health issues like this are not allowed to have firearms. This also goes to show you the danger of putting, if I was still in the military, I would not want transgender people who have this, because I'm sorry, it's a mental issue. I wouldn't want you next to me in a foxhole trying to figure out if you're a man or a woman today. I just would not want that as an issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, they've identified the shooter in the Philadelphia shooting. It's unfortunate, people lost their lives, but this is these Black Lives Matter group supporters, So we're going to take one last quick commercial break. We're going to come back and take a quick look at what the pool is shaping up to be for this presidential cycle. We'll be right back. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back. Top of the morning, best 30-minute morning show on the planet. As you can see, the pool is getting thick. for presidential candidates on the Republican side, y'all. This is shaping up to be an interesting mix of presidential candidates. Now, some of y'all know who some of these people are, some of them don't. Front runner right now, Donald Trump, former president, stronghold is significant with the GOP. Nikki Haley, South Carolina governor. I don't think she's doing too well in the polls. Last I saw, she was at like 3.5%, something like that. Another guy who I think is making a lot of noise and has a lot of positive things to say, I like Vivek Ramaswamy. We're going to try to get him on the show. I like what he has to say. I think he's got a lot of good points. I don't know that America is going to, or the Republican Party is going to support him, but I think he's had a lot of good things, a lot of smart things. Asa, now, I just want to show something out here. He's also the youngest in the pool, Ramaswamy. It looks like 37. Yeah, he's the youngest in the pool. Asa Hutchinson trying to get at 72, conservative governor from the South who's opposed to Trump, but isn't clear there's an appetite for his brand of politics when the MAGA base loves Trump. Tim Scott, 57, fairly younger dude, 20 years younger than Trump. I think it's interesting how they put this, because I'm looking at this on NPR, but it's interesting they put Scott is black. Why didn't they put Trump is white? Haley is Indian. Ramaswamy, why did they do that? Scott is black. I don't understand that. From a key early GOP primary state and a potentially formidable candidate, his national profile is lacking, though, and that will take some time and money to build. But again, Trump had some very nice things to say about Tim Scott, which is giving me VP vibes, potential pick. I think that would be an amazing VP pick for Donald Trump, because it's looking like Trump is going to come away with this. But if you think Tim Scott would be a nice pick for VP, let me know. Let us know in the comments. I think Tim Scott would make a great VP. I think that would show a diversified ticket, and I think that'll be strong for the GOP. Then obviously you got Ron DeSantis. He is seen as a more disciplined version of Trump, especially when it comes to his hand movements. He's always mimicking Trump's hand movements, but as of late, he's had some snafus and some unforced errors. And he's number 2 in the polls right now. Former VP Pence, who I gotta tell you, I don't think has a snowball's chance in Hades, but I have met Vice President Pence on a couple of occasions, and I think he is genuine. I don't agree necessarily with what he did during the 2020 cycle, but I think he came from a place that he genuinely believes in what he says he believes in. So I respect Mike Pence. Chris Christie, again, snowball's chance in Hades. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna go that way. All he's in there to do is to raise some money and attack Trump. Doug Burgum, North Dakota governor, is a less well-known. I didn't even know who this guy is. But I'm telling you right now, I would not support a President Burgum. I'm not. You got to have a presidential sounding name, and I just don't think that's it. Miami mayor, fairly young guy, a little year older than me, is the mayor of Miami, winning 2 terms in 17 and 21 with wide support. Miami-born Cuban-American, has degrees in finance and law. The only problem I got with that, and I know people are going to say, well, Trump wasn't in politics before that. I mean, this guy is highly more qualified than Trump, you know. But no, I don't think being the mayor of Miami and then going to president is a big enough jump. And then finally, last but not least, your man Will Hurd. I like some of the things Will Hurd had to say. Former CIA agent, unabashed moderate and Trump critic, and a huge underdog. But fact of the matter is, I don't think he's got a snowball chance. And these are some people that are weighing their options. Glenn Youngkin, Kristi Noem, who I think is a strong potential VP pick. Liz Cheney, John Bolton, probably not. I would not see John Bolton jumping in the race. And for those who thought Mike Pompeo or Chris Sununu would jump in, it ain't gonna happen. They have decided that it is not their cup of tea. So there's your presidential pool thus far. Do we think there's going to be more people jumping in? Could be, probably, most likely will be. Trump is going to probably beat them all. We ain't got to worry about that. So I think we'll see President Trump. And I'm just saying, y'all, keep your eyes on Tim Scott. I think there's a real opportunity for Tim Scott to be a strong vice presidential pick coming up here. So that's what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. You've been checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Again, for my twin brother Raheem, Architect Soto, who is out on assignment today with the South Shore Press. Make sure you jump over to tuconservative.com, support the platform, help us keep growing, sharing these conservative values and principles to urban communities across the country. We will see you bright and early tomorrow for Top of the Morning right here on the Urban Conservative. For my twin brother Raheem, peace and love, y'all.